Hello guys and welcome back to Let's Play Dark Souls Prepare to Die. I'm Clickin' Dragoon and this is episode 4, I believe it is. In between episodes you may have noticed I did a lot of grinding, like I said I would. I now have 8 humanity and 23,000 souls to spend. So now we're going to start off by purchasing the last couple items that we want from this merchant.
There you are. Still keeping your marbles on
Oh, there you are.
Go ahead, don't be a nitwit.
I have no idea why I'm even here.
When your days are numbered.
One thing I didn't do last time I do want to do is just talk to this one.
Things are getting treacherous in these parts. A horrible goat demon has moved in below. And up above, there's that humongous drake and a bull demon too. If you stick around this place, it might end up being your grave.
Anyway, that there is just, he's talking about a couple of the bosses we're going to have to fight. The bull demon up above and the goat demon down below. The drake actually is not a boss, but he is a pain in the rear. But now we can go ahead and we can get the repair box and the bottomless box. And that, I'm just going to check through and make sure here, should take care of... Yep, that's everything that we want from him.
Oh, thank you very much. Come back.
And okay, so now we have everything that we want from him. I'm going to take the drink of this. And now we're going to kill him.
You've gone mad, have you? I'll tempt you, you lousy rat. Yulia! Yulia!
Yulia! Die! Okay, so we got 50 souls and a humanity from him. That's not really what I was after. What I'm after is this, the Uchigatana. This is the first katana in the game. It's one of 3 katanas. I've been using the winged spear, by the way, during my time, just because it does a little bit more damage. Here it is. The Uchigatana is actually a pretty good weapon. I just realized I actually don't have the strength to use it one-handed, but that doesn't really matter because that'll change here real quick. While I'm in this page, I want to show you guys something. If you look down towards the bottom part, you'll see the parameter bonus and required parameters. These two things are something you do have to kind of keep an eye on. Required parameters, you can see there, I have 14 and 14. Each one of those symbols represents one of my stats: strength, dexterity, intelligence, and faith, in that order from left to right. You need to have that many in order to wield the item one-handed. I could use this item two-handed right now. But what I really was looking for is actually on the other side, the parameter bonus. You can see for this weapon there's a B in dexterity. If you look through, I'll cycle through a couple weapons here. There's a couple different ones. What this means is that actually gives you a bonus to the overall damage your weapon does based on what letter is there in that slot. And the bonuses or the rankings range everywhere from E to an S, S being the highest. And so with those kind of weapons, the higher your ranking gets, the better off you are. And now we can actually start. This is the repair box, so now we can repair all of our weapons and armor just right here. It's costing me a lot of souls to actually repair everything because I haven't repaired anything for a long time. But what else we have here is the bottomless box. This is a very useful item if you collect just a lot of stuff. Like, since I was grinding, you guys can see here, I have a lot of items that I have picked up. I know I want to keep this Zweihänder. Picked up just over the course of doing all my grinding. I didn't actually get one of the items I wanted, so it kind of does bug me a little bit, because usually I can get them here. Oops. I'm having a hard time here, guys. Another hollow shield. But this is a very nice box. You can only access it at the fireplace, of course. Oops, went back again. But what it does do is you can take, like I'm doing now, and store all of your unwanted items in there, so that if you were to go to your start menu now, and I were to look through here, now you see I only have these 3 weapons. In terms of my armor, I only have this instead of having almost all that extra stuff. So now what we can do, however, is we can level up. The first thing I'm going to do is, not you, pump this one up. I want to pump this up a little bit too. Think here. What else do I want to do? Take that back and I'll put another one into my strength. Yep, alright, so I'm going to do that. That takes us up to level 20. So now we can use our katana, one-handed Uchigatana, which is very, very useful. But the main thing that we can do now, which is the main thing I wanted to grind, is now we have this Zweihänder. This is, like I said earlier, the sword we're going to be using throughout most of the game. However, right now we don't have the strength to use it one-handed, but we can use it two-handed. And you may notice, actually, I can only swing this twice with 2 hands before I'm completely out of stamina. So, go back to my Uchigatana. So it is something that we do want to increase our strength so we can wield it, and it'll do a lot more damage against the boss. As you can see right now, base damage for my katana is 90, whereas the Zweihänder is 130. So now that we've all set, we're now ready to actually face off against the boss, but there's one thing we need to do first, and I haven't shown this yet, is the reverse hollowing and the kindling. Now I'm going to offer a humanity and reverse my hollowing and become human again. Becoming human really doesn't do much in terms of gameplay itself, I guess I'd say. When you're human, you can summon other people to your world to help you fight against the boss, or even get through a level in a couple of cases. However, it also means that if you're human, you can also be invaded. And as some of you may have already realized, since I've got the orange markers, which are also means it as well, I am online, which means that I can be invaded right now. I did at one point debate with myself about doing this Let's Play offline, and then I don't have to worry about being invaded, or just going through the whole thing as a hollow, or as an undead and not turning human, but then and then of course I would not be invaded, but then I also wouldn't kindle the bonfires. But I kind of decided that I wanted to do this online because it would being invaded is part of the gameplay, and summoning is part of the gameplay, so I kind of want to give you guys the full range of spectrum of what's going on in the game and what can kind of happen. So the other thing we're going to do is we're going to kindle this bonfire, which is something we haven't done yet. It requires us to use another humanity, so now I'm down to 6. But what that does is now, if you look down at our Estus, I now have 10 Estus flasks. So every single time we kindle the bonfire, we can get 10 Estus flasks, and right now I can only kindle it once. Later in the game we will be able to kindle it farther, but I can't do anything like that for right now. So now we can leave, and of course, yeah, you can see already, there is somebody we could summon to help us out. There we go. And now his summon time's gone. I was going to summon him as soon as I got away. But, well, you don't really want to stick around until... There it is. I'm going to just summon him. And because I'm summoning him, you see, this fog gate has popped up. I cannot get back in there. And that's what happens whenever you summon somebody, or somebody invades, is a fog gate will pop up to prevent you from leaving the area. The only exception to this is you could go to the boss area. Is he going to show up here anytime soon? Sometimes the servers take a little while to try and get somebody here, and sometimes it doesn't work at all. I've had, like, yeah, I'm not fully sure it's even trying to summon him right now. I'll try it again here in a second, just as soon as I've killed this guy. Let's try summoning you again. Maybe it'll work this time. Summoning failed. I'm not sure if that was the first time I tried to summon him or the second time that's telling me. But anyway, I'm going to move on ahead, because since the fog gates are still up, that means it's trying to summon him again for the second time, or I am being invaded. And I'm just going to try and move onwards here. Maybe I might get to the boss area. I'm probably actually over leveled now for this area. But oh, come on. But and I know a couple of you are probably saying, well, being over leveled for something isn't bad. In most games I would agree with you if you got a boss that recommended level is, you know. Okay, so the second time I tried to summon him also failed. Alright, so there's nothing I can really do about that. I'm just gonna keep going. What was this? Yeah, it's like I was saying, it's like most of the time I agree with you in saying that, you know, if you're trying to summon somebody and the recommended, or not summon, you're trying to fight a boss and the recommended level is, you know, like 15 or 16. Yeah, most of the time I would agree and say being level 20 is, you know, much better off. The only reason why in this game I might disagree with you is because I am now probably over leveled. It also means that I can't get help for this boss, where for this boss it doesn't make a big deal. There's only really one boss in this game that I want help for. Human help, let me rephrase that. There are NPCs, still no Titanite. There are NPC summons you can make use of throughout the game for certain bosses. And you'll see one of them later on. He's down. And you'll see one of them later on because they're very useful. Some of them are very useful against bosses. They make fighting that boss a lot easier. But then there are other ones where it's literally a die. No, come back here, come back here. Hi, yes, I got him. Oh, sweet, I got a Titanite chunk from him. Alright, those are, I think they're called crystal beasts. And they actually, no, actually I want to stick with my katana for just a minute. And they will run away from you and actually they'll actually disappear. They'll come back if you rest at a bonfire. They won't come back if you kill them. But they will drop different forms of Titanite, which we use to improve our weapons and armor. And so, usually I only get Twinkling Titanite from him, so it's kind of nice to get a little bit extra. Alright, now we'll change to our Zweihänder. And this is the reason we wanted the Zweihänder, because it's going to do a lot more damage. In this fight, you do want to make sure you take out those archers first. And now comes the boss fight. Come on, show up. There he is. Alright, so now guys, we're into this boss fight. The Taurus Demon. He's behind us. Should be coming this way. You can't see him. You can't see him. There he is down there. What you want to do is this. Just like you kind of did with the Asylum Demon, you can do a drop attack on him. The main difference between the two is you can actually... Please don't hit me. Oh, thank God. I thought he was going to hit me and knock me off the ladder. You can actually continually do this to him if you know what you're doing. And in this case, that means that because I was using my Zweihänder, he is now dead. We have achieved our victory. So he'll give us a homeward bone in humanity, which is normal for a lot of the bosses. We also sometimes can get specific boss souls that we can use for items. And he gave us 3,000 souls. I'm going to switch back to my katana now, because I can use my katana with one hand. instead of having to be required using 2. The Zweihänder is... There are different types of classifications for weapons in this game. Swords, great swords, katanas, spears, bows, great bows, crossbows, axes, great axes, those types of things. The Zweihänder is technically classified as an ultra great sword. And we will be using it a lot, or that will be our primary weapon as soon as we get our stats up a little bit better. The main weakness to a great sword or an ultra great sword is the amount of stamina it takes to use it. So we will have to improve our stamina quite a bit to make it very useful. But first, you can see there is a guy down there. This is one of the most BA characters in the entire game. Let him tell you who he is.
Ah, hello. You don't look hollow, far from it. I am Falair of Astora, an adherent of the Lord of Sunlight. Now that I am undead, I have come to this great land, the birthplace of Lord Gwyn, to seek my very own son. Do you find that strange? Well, it should. No need to hide the reaction. I get that look all the time.
Alright, so guys, this is Solaire, Knight Solaire. And he is actually the head of, or he's a member of, I don't think he's technically the head of a covenant that you could join relatively soon here, but with most NPCs you want to exhaust his dialogue first.
Aha. So I didn't scare you. I have a proposition, if you have a moment.
Oh, yeah.
The way I see it, our fates appear to be intertwined. In a land brimming with hollows, could that really be mere chance? So what do you say? Why not help one another on this lonely journey?
Yes!
It pleases me greatly. Well then, take this. We
Alright.
are amidst strange beings in a strange land. The flow of time itself is convoluted, with heroes centuries old fading in and out. The very fabric wavers, and relations shift and obscure. There's no telling how much longer your world and mine will remain in contact. But you see, to summon one another as spirits, cross the gaps between the worlds, and engage in jolly cooperation. Of course, we are not the only ones engaged in this, but I am a warrior of the sun. Spot my summon signature easily by its brilliant aura. If you miss it, you must be blind.
Alright guys, so what that is he has now given us, I'm going to remove that, and sell it to you here. This is the item that we can use to, we'll put down our own summon sign. You can't, I guess you could do it here. Wouldn't make much of a difference. But what happens is, like back there when I tried to summon that guy, you will put down a marker like that, and then people in other games, other worlds, could see that sign and summon us to that world. So what he was saying there about our worlds being intertwined is the concept from this game of how we engage in jolly cooperation, or how the reasons why we can summon one another's spirits. If you, I love looking at those kind of views. That is beautiful. That's some good stuff. But we're starting to run a little bit long here, so I'm going to take us to the bonfire, and then I think I'm going to call an episode. But first, yeah, okay, we have to cross this bridge, and you want full health when you start going across this bridge, because if you guys remember, there's that Drake. Well, this is where he likes to hang out, and he'll actually stay up there and continually breathe fire down at us. But you can come down here, you can go underneath it, but first you want to come all the way back down here and kick this ladder. And what this will do is that you can go all the way back down this ladder, and if you look out there you may notice this is actually where we were at before. And this is the same bonfire we have been using, so we can rest back here at the bonfire, repair all of our equipment again, and do whatever we want. But now the ladder is there, so we can go up. We don't have to go fighting through all of those other enemies. So I'm going to end off the episode here, guys. I hope you've been having a fun time. I know I'm having a great time. This has been a load of fun. And I will see you guys next time as we head into the next area. Alright, take care. I'll see you next time.